turning to a new step in a major redevelopment at a Green Bay park.
The Green Bay City Council has approved a $244,045 state grant for a major redevelopment at East River Emilie Park.
The project combines flood mitigation with new recreation features along the East River and carries a total cost just under $2 million. For decades, Emilie Park has largely remained open turf along the East River with a trail cutting through it, but little else.
If you've been out there anytime in the last few decades, that park hasn't changed much throughout the years.
Wednesday night, city leaders unanimously approving a $244,045 Wisconsin DNR stewardship grant to fund the recreation portion of a larger $1.9 million redevelopment. The broader project would convert part of the park into a restored wetland.
This project is a wetland restoration project, and its purpose is to provide some flood storage for flood events.
The recreation component alone is estimated at $488,090. The DNR grant will cover half of that amount.
We'll create some fishing areas along the shoreline, provide a lot of opportunities for people to nature watch and bird watch and just experience the new wetland that's going to be created.
The city has also accepted a $150,000 grant from the Fund for Lake Michigan, leaving approximately $94,000 to be included in the city's 2027 bond request as a required match.
A lot of the project is grant funded. Hopefully, in the end, the overall impact to the taxpayer will be low.
An additional $150,000 could be requested to repave the existing East River Trail, currently not covered by this grant. Construction is not expected to begin until 2027 as the city continues seeking additional grant funding for the flood storage portion of the project.